Hello there my dear friends, and welcome back to another Star Wars video. It is I coming at you once again, your favourite galactic hostess, Star Wars Meg. And today, we have some enormous Mandoverse updates, a leaked synopsis for the Mandalorian and Grogu with a huge twist, and an important tidbit for Ahsoka Season 2. This is going to be a big one my friends, and if you've not done so already, please be sure to hit the big subscribe button down below, ring the bell for notifications, but no more jibber jabber, let's dive straight in. So today, very randomly and very out of the blue, we had a new synopsis for the Mandalorian and Grogu thanks to a German Blu-ray disc website. And I do just want to clarify, this isn't just your average generic movie description. This one has some leaks, some new information, some planet names. It's big, very, very big. Let's dive straight in. The Empire is defeated, and the remnants of its forces are scattered throughout all corners of the galaxy. But some of the former commanders of this dark time still hold on to their power and have since developed into dangerous warlords who repeatedly challenge peace under the New Republic. In order to make these cells harmless, Din Djarin and his apprentice Grogu must track down and neutralize them. Several clues lead them to a planet called Karzoon, where they not only manage to infiltrate an almost forgotten Imperial facility, but Grogu also discovers an ancient artifact that functions as an amplifier for his abilities. Ooh, okay, so that is an enormous clue. That is a huge bit of information, and probably the most exciting leak for the movie so far. Because fans were wondering, what is the movie about? We know that Din is going to end up with the New Republic, we know he's working with Zeb, there are some cute Anzellans, but what do they have to do? Where do they have to go? How does the Remnant feed into it? And more than anything, something I mentioned the other day, how does Grogu feed into all of this? Well, this last little bit, my friends, Grogu finding an ancient artifact, suggests there's going to be connections to the Force and Grogu's Force abilities. Because yes, he's a Mandalorian apprentice now, he left Luke's academy, but this ancient artifact functions as an amplifier of his Force abilities. What could that mean? It sounds very Indiana Jones-like, and I wonder if this artifact is connected in some way maybe to the Wills, maybe some Force deities, Mortis, or maybe even an ancient Yoda species. I said this a couple of days ago, I hope they give us some breadcrumbs, because the movie is titled The Mandalorian and Grogu on purpose. And I don't know if you guys remember this, some of the early and I suppose now debunked rumours for The Mandalorian's third season spoke about Din and Grogu coming across something that connects to the ancient Yoda species. And I think they described them as evil Yoda species. I assume a lot of that information is entirely bogus, but imagine if it wasn't. Imagine if originally that was planned, maybe for season 3 or season 4, and they might finally incorporate that into the film. It's a long shot, but that part about an ancient artifact fascinates me. Do you think it might have some connection to Peridea and maybe Ahsoka season 2? And I say this because the other day Jon Favreau did clarify there are some links to what Dave Filoni's doing in the other show. Although Jon Favreau does say it's about Zeb, but you never know. I'm intrigued about what they mean by this. What is this ancient artifact that's going to function as an amplifier of Grogu's abilities? And something else that crossed my mind is now that the Darksaber's been destroyed, are we about to get a new Mando MacGuffin? Maybe something that also ties back to Tar Vista, or maybe Mandalore the Great? I have so many questions. Now the planet that's named in this synopsis is Karzoon. Is this the ice planet that we assumed might be Hoth? It's where there is a forgotten Imperial facility being used by the Remnant. My guess, Johnny Coin's Remnant, although we have had some confirmation that some of the other Shadow Council members are returning too. And it's interesting reading this because this synopsis gives us significantly more information and is so much more interesting than the official trailer posted online, or the one at Star Wars Celebration back in April. If this synopsis is true, and there have been concerns about the legitimacy of it, then Disney and Lucasfilm need to start marketing the Force angle and Grogu's abilities. In some variants of the trailer we see him destroying a mouse droid, but if there's going to be this ancient artifact, why not hint at it in a new trailer? And speaking of Star Wars trailers, my friends, let's move on to our next update. This doesn't concern the Mandoverse, but it does still relate to 2026 Star Wars content. Maul Shadow Lord. According to a good friend of the channel who's been super reliable with trailer dates, 4K Cal on Twitter has now confirmed the first public trailer for the Maul show is ready to be posted, and we should expect it very soon, within the next month or so. Now here's the thing, with recent Lucasfilm animation, whether it's The Bad Batch or the Tales of Anthologies, they usually post the trailers pretty late, only about a month or two out from the actual show. So, if it's going to be a May release date, I'd expect a trailer in April, maybe late March, unless they plan to release Maul Shadow Lord early, and it's going to be an early 2026 release. If that's the case, and I do keep my fingers crossed, a trailer could drop any day now. Apparently it's ready to go. And if our source is confident about this information, then it sounds like the drop is imminent, and we could be getting our next Star Wars animated show sooner than we think. And Maul Shadow Lord is one of the most important projects when it comes to upcoming Star Wars lore. They're going to try and connect so many dots between the Clone Wars, Rebels, maybe some links to the expanded universe, and of course some very important connections to Solo. And did you know, my friends, originally a Maul series was meant to be in live action, but due to some personal issues and a few unfortunate events, Ray Park was not invited back when they first conceived of the Maul project back in 2020. So now it's going to be animated with the amazing voice of Sam Witwer. And so finally, my dear friends, back to the Mandoverse, we've got an update on the Ahsoka Season 2 Great Mother situation. As I covered a few days ago, Claudia Black, who plays Great Mother Clotho, is not returning for Season 2. Not because she didn't want to, but due to her financial situation. Her Ahsoka scenes required her to come here to the UK, but as a single mother, she has responsibilities back in Los Angeles, and Disney would not foot the bill, so unfortunately she's not coming back. But the big question we've had since is, will she be recast? Is the character going to be killed off, or have they found a replacement? Well, today we have an answer thanks to The Hollywood Reporter, and they've confirmed she has been recast. Mother Clotho has a new face, a new actress, and she's the only character, aside from of course Baylan Skoll, who's been replaced. The Baylan situation was sad, obviously the passing of Ray Stevenson, but Rory McCann stepped in, and I'm so excited to see his version of the character. But we have our answer about the Grey Mothers. Mother Clotho has been recast. The other two are still the same actresses, and according to another rumour, my friends, their role is going to be very similar to the first season. Apparently, and this is from Morai Messenger on Twitter, they're mostly in the second half, just like in Season 1. Of course, their role is going to be different though. They're back in the known galaxy, and according to IMDb, the episodes of Season 2 they feature in are episodes 4 to 7. These are the episodes directed by Bryce Dallas Howard, so a very exciting little tease there, and Anders Engstrom. But with that said, my friends, that wraps up all of today's news. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you excited for potentially more exploration of Grogu's abilities? And what do you make of the Maul Shadow Lord news and the Ahsoka Season 2 update? And if you enjoyed this one, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and may the Force be with you, always.